Hi everybody, it's crazy, it's Monday, and it's time for the BGE video of the week. Now before I get started, gotta give a shout out to my trusted, because you guys rock, to my crazy fam, I love you guys. Now, as you see up here, it shows that it's 126. Yes, it is, but last week, I forgot to upload my video. I had made my video, and something came up and forgot to upload it. So, my apologies, it will be up before this video airs. So, let's get started. Last week, we left off, or actually just a little bit ago, we left off with BGE.types, okay? And we also left off with the joystick.blend file. So if you've got a good old game controller and you want to find out what it does, this little program right here will work for you to show you what buttons are what, okay? So let's continue over here to BGE.types, okay? So objects, meshes, logic bricks, and even shaders are all different game types. Every time you call an internal function from one of them, you are accessing one of those functions. This happens when you get a position of an object, change an actuator value, and so on. Each of these classes has the same autonomy. Autonomy, there we go. You can access instant methods and instant variables. In order to explain their use properly, we will go over one of the most commonly used modules, the game object. Some of the variables will only work inside the correct context. Therefore, you can't get the mouse position of a mouse sensor if the sensor was not triggered yet. In other words, if you didn't have it always, and you didn't have the mouse sensor hooked up to, actuate whenever the mouse moves, like mouse movement or something like that, it won't do it. Okay? Beware of the right context and the game type. Okay? Class KILLxxGame object. If you run a print_dir object inside your script, you will get a very confusing list. It includes Python internal methods, instance methods, and instance methods, or instance variables, excuse me. Most of them are common to all objects, so we are going to talk about them first. However, lamps and cameras not only inherit all the game object methods, but also extend them with specific ones. The truth is out there. In order to see all variable methods, please refer to the documentation. We are only covering a few of them here. Python internal methods. Okay, that's anything with a double underscore, like class, then double underscore again, like class stock and delete attribute. Okay, or some of them. Most of these methods are inherited from the Python object we are dealing with. However, given the nature of the Python classes presented in Blender, some of those methods may not be fully accessible. It's unlikely you will be using them. So for now, it's safe to ignore any method starting and ending with double underscore. It's called the ignore me. Okay, instance methods. End object, raycast, get axis vect, suspend dynamics, and get property names, or just to name a few. If it looks like a function, it should be one. Every game engine object provides you with a set of functions to interact with them, or from them to the others. Here are some methods you could know about. Raycast. obj2, obj from, dist, prop, face, x-ray, and poly. Okay, what it's saying is look from a point and or object to another point and or object and find first object hit with distance that matches prop. Okay, which means within distance that matches the property. Okay. This method is a more complete version of the raycast 2. So if you come over here and you get the raycast, where's it at? Oh no, I'm sorry, censored. Raycast, where's that? Ray, there you go. Okay, that's the raycast sensor. Let me bring this up just a hair. Okay, you can have it go to. Okay, and I believe they got a raycast over here, don't they? No, it's random. Okay, so it's just, ray. Okay, which is basically the same. You're casting to a specific property or something. Okay. See, it has so many applications that it becomes hard to delimitate its usage. For instance, this was the method used to calculate the collision in the navigation system script we studied previously. Say that 5 times fast, huh? Getting property names. Get a list of all property names. Once you retrieve the list of property names, you can use it to see if the object has a specific property before using it. To get individual properties, you can use if prop in object or object.getProp default equals none. A use for properties. Properties have multiple uses in the game engine. One of those uses is to mark an object to be identified by the Python script. Why not use their names instead? While names work fine to retrieve individual object properties, or objects' properties, hang on, let me say it. While names work fine to retrieve individual objects, properties allow you to easily mark and access multiple objects at once. Frankly, it's easier to create an organized, named, and tagged MP3 collection than it is to find time to properly name all of your Blender data blocks, such objects, meshes, materials, textures, images, and so on. Okay, end object. Delete this object can be used in place of the end object actuator. What they're talking about, if you're looking at actuators, okay, you got object, where's it at? Yeah, edit object, and you can come right up here and do end object. Okay, that's what they're talking about. Okay, this method is one of the functions that mimic existing actuators. You will also find this design in methods such as send message, set parent, and replace mesh. Okay, apply rotation. Set the game object's movement and or rotation. Okay, there are a few methods that will free you from doing 3D math manually. This particular one is a replacement for multiplying the object orientation matrix by a rotation matrix. If you are old school, you can still set the orientation matrix directly though. Other methods are apply movement, apply force, apply torque, get distance to, get vect to, get axis vect, and align axis to vect. Okay. Instance variables. Underscore name, position, mass, sensors, actuators, ... underscore. Last but definitely not least, we have the built-in variables. They work as internal parameters of the object. For example, name, position, and orientation. Or class objects linked to it. For example, parent, sensors, actuators. Okay. In Blender versions prior to 2.49, those variables are only accessible through the conjunction of get and set statements. Set position, get orientation, and so on. In Blender 2.5, 2.6, and on, they not only can be accessed directly, but also manipulated as any other variable, list, dictionary, vector, or matrix you may have. Okay, and it's going to show a little bit obj.mass equals 50, obj.worldscale equals times equals 2, obj.logic local position obj.worldOrientation.transpose, and print obj.world.transform. Some of those are some of the neat things you can use. Okay, position, location, position, local position, and world position. Okay, let's see how far we are. That's what I was trying to look at earlier. Got about 10 minutes into it. We're going to go ahead and hold up there. It's going to be at the bottom of page 57. So let's switch back over to here. So page number 57. Next week, okay, position, local position, and world position. These are kind of neat ones that I wanted to get into, so I decided to end it here. I think it would be a good idea. But you got most of your variables, the ideas of the variables, and if not, go back, reread. Always reread. I'm learning Italian right now, so I'm going back over my Italian, trying to learn it. And don't ask me anything in Italian, because I'll be like, I'm gonna Google it. Okay, but right now I'm learning it, and to go over something multiple times actually helps you learn it better. Okay, so if it confuses you, go back over it. Don't be afraid to go back over it. Okay, so till next time.